What's going on? Hey, wait a minute. I know exactly what you're doing. Hold on. Let me grab my helmet. Before you do that, stop scrolling through Craigslist. Scratch babble. Whew. I gotta get rolling. It's getting warm. Sorry, my Canadian friends. It's that time of year. If you don't own a motorcycle and you've been wanting a motorcycle, oh, you're looking. And we can discuss new versus used later. I guess I should shut my lid. But let me just make the case for the KLR 650 as your first motorcycle with an asterisk. And I'll take care of the asterisk right now. It is a tall bike, but there are things you can do to the bike to bring it down to a more usable level for you, from lowering links to carving out some of the seat to a different seat entirely. So with the assumption that you can safely put your feet on the ground, and I know guys 5'8" that ride this thing and they do just fine. Here are the top 5 reasons that you should consider a KLR 650 as your first motorcycle. Keep in mind, I'm not an expert. I don't know what I'm talking about. I put ketchup on my macaroni and cheese. Number 5, this thing is so easy to ride. I mean, I'm not kidding. You barely have to do anything to get this motorcycle to respond to where you want to go. It turns easily. Counter steer, push right, push left. I mean, it just handles so easily. It's very confidence inspiring. Throttle's not going to get you in trouble. Clutch is not going to get you in trouble. The brakes are fully adequate for the job. Starting from the stop, look both ways, look where I want to turn and turn. I mean, it just, look at this. I mean, this thing just handles so easily. The number 5 reason to have a KLR as your first bike is it's easy to ride. Number 4 reason to consider the KLR 650 as your first motorcycle is that it's simple. It is simple. It's just as simple as what you took your MSF course on. Now, whether you took it on an old Rebel or you took it on an old Nighthawk, or whether you took it on one of the Street 500 bikes detuned at the Harley Riding Academy, doesn't matter. All those bikes are simple. You learned proper clutch control in MSF class. You learned proper braking in MSF class. There's no ABS to make you lazy. You can still work on your skills, and you can perfect your skills on this bike because it's simple. Simple to operate, and it's also simple to maintain. Pretty much, you do your T-clocks check before you ride, you do your pre-ride checklist. And then here's the 2 things you need to know. Does it have oil in it? Does it have gas in it? Then get your ass on it and ride it. Number 4, it's simple. The number 3 reason to consider the KLR 650 as your first motorcycle is that it's cheap. You'll hear from a lot of people when getting their new bike, they suggest, you buy used, which is actually, a really good idea. You don't want to sink a bunch of money in a bike that you've never ridden because you think it's your dream bike, or you think it's what you want, and then get on it and find out, oh God, I absolutely hate it. And then you've got all this money invested. So buying used is a good idea. I mean, you can either buy cheap used, or you can buy expensive new, or you can buy a KLR, which is cheap, both used and new. All right, this is where I need some assistance from you all, because the plan was to shoot this vlog yesterday so I could come down here to my friends at Coastal Power Sports and just kind of, as B-roll, show you some used bikes. So just imagine, if you would, right there, right in front of me there, that there are a bunch of used bikes. And I tell you that used bike's a great idea. But with the KLR as your first bike, you can buy a used bike that you're not going to spend a lot of money on. And for a couple $1,000 more from that used bike, you can buy a brand new one. So the number 3 reason is it's cheap. The number 2 reason could have actually been the number one reason, and it was something I heard over and over and over again when I was looking to buy a motorcycle. And it's kind of a conundrum, which is one of the reasons why people are always telling you to buy used. And the reason is because you will outgrow your first motorcycle. I mean, it'd be ridiculous to get a high-performance motorcycle, sink tens of thousands of dollars into it as your first motorcycle. Because you need to be comfortable. You need to have, you know, it's bad to have too much confidence and it's bad to have not enough confidence. And I think you build up your confidence faster with a more basic motorcycle. But with a KLR, you're not going to outgrow it. You get that little 250, used Nighthawk or Rebel, you're going to outgrow it in probably 6 months. You're going to be looking to trade, wish you had something else. My buddy Jake, we went through the MSF class together, and in 1 year, he started out with a Rebel. Now, he got that on a great deal, and he was able to make some money when he sold it, but, you know, we had to have a bike. He was the first one to pull the trigger. He got a Rebel. He had that about 6 months, and he traded it on a used Sportster. And 6 months after that, he traded the used Sportster on a new Road King. Now, I'm happy as hell for him, and if you can afford to do that, that's awesome. But I'm just saying, he outgrew his first two bikes in less than a year. A 250 and a 1200. And it's starting to rain. But with the KLR, you're not going to outgrow it. Turn your head, lean the bike, go through the turn. Here's why you're not going to outgrow a KLR. Yes, it's not the fastest bike in the world. Yes, it doesn't have the fastest pickup in the world, which is a problem with a lot of starter bikes that guys get and then want to flip in 2 or 3 or 4 months. But your typical starter bike cannot go off-road. You will never outgrow the KLR. It will serve you forever. It's a great commuting bike. It's a great bike to take on trips. It's a great bike to do damn near anything you want to with, including grocery shopping and camping. You're never going to outgrow it. You may want a nicer, bigger tourer, but because of the price of this bike and how inexpensive it is to own, you will never have to get rid of this bike. You will never outgrow it. No matter how accomplished you become at riding on-road, you will never outgrow this bike, and you will still be able to go off-road. It'll be here for you for your entire riding career. And the number one reason why you should consider a KLR for your first bike, in my opinion, I rode bikes in MSF class. Before I got the KLR, I did an endorsement for other bikes that came in different sizes and different configurations. But in my opinion, the KLR is the safest first bike that you can own. And here's why. You know what the biggest safety feature is on this or any other bike? Yeah, your eyes. It's your eyes. The KLR has you in an upright seating position, which already gives you confidence. It has you up above the traffic. You get behind a truck on a cruiser or even a sport bike, and all you're going to see is the truck. But the visibility that you have as a rider on the KLR is second to none. And I don't know about you, but if I can see what's going on in front of me, like this white truck and then the vehicle about to turn in front of it, the vehicle in the left lane before I even got to the intersection, if I can see them, chances are they can see me. And in my opinion, that more than makes up for the lack of state-of-the-art brakes or anything else. The visibility is superb. So in my opinion, the number one reason that the KLR is a great bike for a new rider is that it's safe. So there you go. Those are my top 5 reasons why you should consider a KLR 650 as your first bike. A couple quick notes before I sign off for this year. The first vlog of 2019, it's time to tell you about the delusionals and how something that started out as just a little casual thing kind of took on a life of its own. And then I just want to make one clarification. My video post yesterday about waiting for the rain to stop to get out and vlog had nothing to do with me. I am fine riding in the rain. I have no problem riding in the rain. I've gone body surfing on this thing looking for sand dollars. I've ridden in a downpour wearing nothing but a helmet and a whistle thong. So it's not me that had the issue with driving in the rain. You know whose fault it was. It was that wussy GoPro. All right, that's it for this vlog. Thanks for being here. Again, I have no idea why you guys are, but I appreciate it very much. Next time we talk the story of the delusionals, and have a great and safe and happy new year. Ladies, gents, love you all.